Alright guys, as you can see from the title of the video above, this video will be on whether or not there will be a Gears of War 4. And the reason why I wanted to address this question is because I was on the forum and I just stumbled, or the Epic Games forum, and I stumbled upon the topic on Gears of War 4. And some people were saying, no, it won't happen. Queen Myra is dead and all the Locust Army. Why would there be a sequel? Other people were saying, yeah, it might be a prequel. I think they'll make one, But they were wondering, would they continue it or not? And let me start off by saying right now, that I in no way work for Epic Games. I don't know Cliffy B. I do not work with Gears of War. And I don't know 100% beyond the shadow of a doubt that there will be a Gears of War 4. But I can give you my guess. But this is the thing. Epic Games is a company. A company that makes video games, obviously. And in order to make money, they have to make video games. Epic Games hasn't made an Unreal Tournament in forever. Epic Games doesn't really have a lot going on for them in the sense of growth. Like, I think they're gonna get some money from Fortnite, which is the computer game they showed 2 years ago in the VGAs. But so far I haven't seen much on it. But in my opinion, they will absolutely make a Gears of War 4. I am 90% sure they're gonna make a Gears of War 4. Epic Games needs the money. Think about it in the sense if you were the company. If you knew making a Gears of War 4 or any other sequel to a video game that you have ended in the past would generate a lot of money, why would you not make the game? You see what I'm saying? They will absolutely make the game. They know they're gonna get a lot of money. Especially now, because I think Epic Games has like a contract with Microsoft that they can only make games on that console, or at least Gears of War 4 only. Right? Xbox is in a real bad position right now. They fucked up horribly in E3. I mean, it was disgusting. They do not have a lot of support for the console. There's nothing about that console that is remotely attracting, except if you're somebody that loves having an all-in-one entertainment package. Now, since Epic Games knows they'll make money, they're probably already working on that game as we speak. It is rumored that they already have another installment to the game, not being Gears of War 4, but being another prequel, right? I was talking about it with my friends, and they were saying it could be something with Dom's brother. I think his name was Carlos, right? Carlos Santiago. I don't know what's Dom's last name. I think it's Santiago. But they're saying that they're gonna show how, spoiler by the way, how the story went when Carlos committed suicide to save the cogs on the bridge. I don't know too much about the Gears of War story, but this is what I hear, and I do believe that. I'm pretty sure they're gonna make another prequel, but eventually, along the lines, they will make a sequel to Gears of War. Maybe they might do another, in the sense another Halo 4, where they'll just make up a completely new different species that they now have to fight again. I don't really know. I will look forward to whatever either way. I am a big Gears of War fan, but I did not like Judgment at all. I thought Judgment was real bad. It's too random, too chaotic. A lot of the good things I've heard about Judgment from other people is that, there's not a lot of camping like in Gears of War 3. Though there is a lot of camping in Gears of War 3, I like it more just because it feels like there's more teamwork involved. Like in Gears of War 3, you really can't just walk in there and start cleaning up the whole room like you can in Judgment. Though it's still hard in Judgment, because in Judgment you can die so much more easier from weapons, because you're so much more, like, it's so much more, the characters are so much more weaker. They take less damage, you know? And I don't think it's that they improve the guns. I think that you really just don't take as much damage. But continue on to the subject. Epic Games will probably make Gears of War 4. Now, you can think about it in any other sense too, because let me give you an example in another company. Take EA, for example, right? EA has 3 to 4 games that they know will always make them money from now on. I can tell you 3 of them right now. Battlefield 4, FIFA, and Mass Effect. I think they have another game in there. Can't think about it right now, but I'm sure they do. These 3 games are like their safety nets. These are the games they make probably like most consistently, because this is what generates their money. With the money they make with these games, right, that profit, some of it goes to paying their workers, others goes to future investments and stuff like that. So with some of the profit, right, they take from these games, then they start putting into other games, smaller games that they're willing to take a chance on. Not smaller games, but games they hope in the future will become big. You know? Mass Effect didn't start out being popular from the get-go. They said, okay, we're gonna take a chance on Mass Effect when they were making a lot of money just on FIFA. So when it was just FIFA in the game, for them making a lot of money, right? They said, okay, let's put in some money to BioWare, and let's give them a chance to make a game. And they made Mass Effect. They said, okay, Mass Effect sold pretty well, right? Let's give them more money to make a sequel. They took another chance on Mass Effect. What happens later on? Mass Effect wins Game of the Year. Or it was nominated. I think it won Game of the Year, but I'm not so sure. And it's a big hit now. Everybody loves mostly everybody loves Mass Effect. I personally love the game. You know, like, again, it didn't start out that popular. Like, they didn't know it was gonna be a big hit. It could have been a bust or a hit. Every game you make is a gamble to some extent, unless it's already a successful video game series on its own. Like Call of Duty will always generate money, because that's why Activision always knows that making a Call of Duty every year will give them a lot of money. That's why they don't go away from it. That's why they make it every single year. And they have beaten their records in sales year after year after year. And those were like the highest selling game. I know they are the top when it comes to sold games. Like, Call of Duty is probably the most sold game in the planet. Modern Warfare 2 took forever to go down in price. It took about a year and a half later to go down in price by $10. That's how much it was selling. People were still buying it, even a year after its release date, when a new installment came out. But, again, going back to the subject, right? Since EA knows that these 3 games will give them the money, they're willing to put in the money for those games to take gambles on lesser games, which hopefully will give them a good profit, you know? A good return on investment. So then they have another game, just like Battlefield, just like Mass Effect, and just like FIFA, to fall back on. So they could keep making money that way, putting money in lesser games and getting more bigger hits time after time to generate more money to become a better company. Even though it was voted the worst company, but thanks to FIFA and Mass Effect and Battlefield, they'll still always be there, because people will always buy this game. That's why I honestly think the Epic Games will absolutely make a Gears of War 4. Why would they not? There's no reason. Now, I know story-wise it doesn't make sense, because if you played Gears of War 3, you know at the end of Gears of War 3, the Locust Army is basically like eradicated. Queen Myra is dead, and you know, peace has been restored to some extent on Seraph. But they could, again, like they could do what Halo did. They could always just bullshit a new story. It's not that hard. If you think about it game-wise, yes, it doesn't make sense. But you have to step away from the game. You have to realize that the game itself is just a fictional story, they will make that game for the money. You know, it's not about like the story. Like the story doesn't matter. They'll bullshit it. They'll find a new way to make more games. Especially Epic that doesn't have a lot and that has a contract with Microsoft. And since Microsoft, like I said before, is in a bad place, right? They need as many good games as they can. Because think about it from Microsoft's point of view, right? Microsoft is not selling as many Xbox Ones as they expected. The more Xbox Ones people have, the more chances there are for people buying product from the Xbox One, right? And to get more gamers on that console, you have to release a lot of good exclusive games. You get me, guys? They need to get people away from Sony and back into Microsoft's good grace. And so I'm pretty sure they're gonna be working hard to make a lot of good games. And they know that a Halo 5 is definitely a game they must have. They know that, and I'm pretty sure they know Gears of War 4 is a game they definitely must have. That's a company. That's their job. You know, to end this video, let me leave you with an idea here. Think about how many video game series in the last 15 years, right? Or in the last 2 decades to say, have ended or have gone longer without a sequel for 5 years. Like 5 years without a sequel. Not a lot of games have done that. A lot of games have seemed like they were gonna end, and people always say, yep, it's done. Man, that was great. I wish they would make more, but it looks like it's never gonna happen. Look how Halo 3 ended. Though it did leave with a cliffhanger, a lot of people thought, man, it's over. You know, I mean, Bungie has ended it. You know? Look where we are today. There's a Halo 4. Look at God of War. God of War, done. There's a sequel to God of War. Metal Gear Solid. And Metal Gear Solid 4 ended, everybody was like, yep, it's absolutely done. Like Metal Gear Solid 4 looked like a game that was actually gonna end. And it's not. Every game though had, like, there are some exceptions. Like Chrono Trigger was a single game. It's not a series, but it was a single game that was really, really, really popular that did not get a sequel, surprisingly. But Square Enix is crazy as shit. So I don't really trust them. Like, look at that. I love Kingdom Hearts 2. And they skipped an entire console generation to make it the next Kingdom Hearts. My friends bought a PlayStation only for Kingdom Hearts. And I don't blame them. I love Kingdom Hearts. I would have bought a PlayStation just for that. Getting back to the thing. There's not a lot of, you know, games that have done that. Naughty Dog is another exception. Like, Uncharted 3 was great, but I don't think there will be a sequel, especially since they made Last of Us, and Last of Us is so popular. And my guess, they're gonna do exactly what they did with Last of Us when they were making Uncharted. Because if you know, they were making Last of Us at the same time they were making Uncharted 3. So when Uncharted 3 came out, they were working on Last of Us. I'm pretty sure if it's like, let's say Last of Us is a trilogy, right? By the time the third game is being made, guess what Naughty Dog's gonna do? The same thing. They're probably gonna work on another game, you know? But not a lot of video game companies do that. That's a rarity. Because I promise you this, if they do make another game and it fails, guess what? There will be an Uncharted 4 or a Last of Us 4. I can guarantee you that. They're risky, but they succeeded time and time again, and I have complete faith in Naughty Dog. Because Naughty Dog is a beast of a company. Right? Most companies stick to their one game, you know, but we'll see what happens, guys. That's it for me, guys. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, please subscribe down below. It will really, really help me out a lot. And until next time, guys, thanks.